to my channel. So it's Friday. Let's plan our week. Let's plan our meals. So the first thing I usually do is I usually look at my favorite list. So we have a favorite list of high protein meals, shrimp fajitas, chicken fajitas, tacos, turkey meatballs with chickpea. I have also started making an Alfredo sauce with chicken. So good. So let's think through what we're gonna cook this week. Okay, so last week we worked through some things, and the meals that we had planned weren't really what we wanted. I still have breakfast sandwiches that I prepped last week. I'll have those in the freezer so we can pull those out. Oh, and I made myself bacon Gouda egg bites. Those have been super yummy. Usually when I start the week, I go through my freezer, my fridge, my pantry, and I start to think, okay, breakfasts we got covered. They're already prepped, they're good to go. So breakfasts were good. So even if I decide bacon and Gouda is not what I want that morning, or breakfast sandwich isn't what JP wants, I can make pancakes or sourdough pancakes, or I can make regular pancakes with protein powder, or I can make protein crusties because we always keep that. Always have oatmeal. You can throw some protein powder in oatmeal. You can throw collagen in oatmeal. That's what I did this morning. Just having you needed something a little sustainable, and then whatever fruit, vegetables, whatever fruit you have, just throw that in. Also, if you don't have fruit, just throw peanut butter in. Super good. So those are quick options. The other thing that I like to do is kind of think through, okay, what do we need for lunches? We were eating sandwiches, but we're laying off those for now. We love the extreme wellness wraps, so we'll probably use wraps. And then I made some really good Instant-Pot chicken, which I'll have a video of that in here with the barbecue chicken that I made. And it was super simple, so we'll probably just do that. So what I'll probably do is we need chicken. So let's look at the ads and figure out what's on sale today. So when I pull up my phone, I have this app. It's called Flip. It's right there. There you go, Flip. And then of course I have my Kroger app, my Walmart app, my Aldi app, just because I can look at everything. So for Kroger, there's a decent amount of sales. There's some buy one get one free chicken. Not really the best price, I have a feeling, but I'll check the price on the actual app. And then of course you have to look at the weekly digital deals, and there's not a lot. Boneless ribeye steaks are $8.99 a pound, but we still have those steaks from 2 weeks ago, so I'm gonna keep those. Let's keep looking. Nothing really good. Oh, cottage cheese is on sale at Kroger now. So all the cheeses are on sale, so let's write that down. I know we need cottage cheese. And then I would probably need Colby Jack, because we use a lot of that. So the other thing I'm gonna do also is I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna look at the price. So $1.79 for 6 to 8 ounces of cottage cheese. And I'm gonna look at that price, and I'm gonna go to Sam's Club's app and check their price. And I'm gonna go between the two to see which one's gonna be cheaper. I don't love running to extra stores, and it's not worth it after a while, but sometimes it can be a little bit worth it. And that's really all that's on sale at Kroger this week. So as I'm saying, only cottage cheese is on sale, so unless it's an excessively great price, it's not really worth it. So now we're gonna go to Aldi. Aldi has strawberries on sale, mangoes, ground beef is $3.99 a pound, but I need to check Sam's Club for that too, because I wanted to look at ground beef and get some 90-10. This is only 85-15. I already have 80-20 and I have 85-15 in the freezer. The 85-15 worked really well for tacos last night, but for some reason gave us really bad acid reflux. It's just also not as lean as I'd like it to be. I'm trying to lean JP out, and I'm trying to lean myself out and keep our protein up. The other thing is we don't have to buy snacks this week, so we have cafe latte protein shakes, which are literally my favorite thing. Give me a protein cafe latte, my great afternoon snack. I'm actually gonna have now. And then we have pure protein bars, or I have some cookies or snacks and things like that if you need a desperate snack. I also just try to stick to eating a protein snack or having eggs, and eating my meals. A lot of my meals I can get almost 100 grams of protein in each meal, which I know is a lot, but that's what makes my body feel the best. So with JP's, I try to keep his meals about 85, because he gets 30 grams. So in the mornings he eats his breakfast. He has 2 of those breakfast sandwiches, so that's about 50 grams of protein. And then he has his pure protein bar on the way to work, and then he has lunch. He has about 300 grams of chicken and then some vegetables or wraps or whatever. I did barbecue wraps today and he loved them, so that's what we'll probably do next week. The other thing is just cooking this chicken in the Instapot. I can get a bunch of chicken cooked and take all that chicken, and then I can add whatever sauces and whatever seasonings I want to as the week goes on. So that's an easy way to like throw things together. Yeah. So let's see what else is on sale. I'm also recording with the iPad today. I'm not sure how I feel about it because the camera's down here, I think, and I keep looking at myself. Okay. So drumsticks are on sale for 99 cents. It's not a bad deal. Sweet peppers are on sale. Nectarines are on sale. Ooh, shrimp. So 12-ounce frozen shrimp for $4.99. That's not bad. And they've got their fresh ground turkey. It's $85.15 though, not $93.7. Not like the Sam's Club $93.7. So probably stay away from that. So let's look at this. So for the shrimp, they've got their shrimp right here, and that's a great price. $4.99 for 12 ounces. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna go to my Sam's Club app. I'm gonna type in shrimp, and there's one of my favorite shrimps on here. It's simple. Okay, so then it comes to this, and there's my favorite shrimp. It's the raw large shrimp. It's 3-pound bag with 31 to 40 shrimp per pound. It's $18.98. I know for a fact this can get us about 4 meals. So 2 for JP and 2 for me. So that's about 1,000 grams. And then a few extra for our son, because he loves shrimp. So that comes down to $6.33 a pound, which is clearly 16 ounces. So it's about the same as Aldi. Nothing like separate and nothing like, oh, you definitely need to have that. So I might add that to the list. But the other one we're going to check out, which I don't usually check out, is Food Lion, because I was noticing they were having a good amount of deals this week. Food Lion, I'm going to pull up the actual Food Lion app. Just started that one. We also have BJ's and Walmart, of course. So Walmart's usually the place I buy. Like if I need a lot of random things, I'll go to Walmart. But I usually just go to Sam's Club. Oh, for some reason, they're letting me out. Okay. So they've got seedless watermelons for $2.99, which is a good deal. I like to get fruit and have that in the house at all times, just for my son and for my husband too sometimes. Ooh, fresh chicken wings. $1.99 a pound, that sounds good. And they've got 80-20 beef for $3.49 a pound, but I really want to get that 90-10 BOGO on bacon. It's a pretty good deal. And their shrimp is BOGO too, so buy one, get one. The other thing I saw was that they have cantaloupes on sale, I thought. And that sounded really good too. Alright. Yeah, so they've got cantaloupes on sale for $2.99, and they've got nectarines on sale for $1.99 a pound. They've also got white potatoes for $4.49. So the other thing I like to do is just have all this in my head. So once you have all this in your head, you can be like, okay, this is what I need to do, this is what I need to do, this is what I need to do. But the also reality is, if you have a kid, you're not going to 12 stores. You're just not. Or maybe you are. More power to you. I wish I could do that. I just can't do that to him or myself. So what we'll probably end up doing is going to Sam's Club. If Kroger had more deals than just one cottage cheese, I would probably go there too. We also have a lot of regular cheese in there. And I bought Monterey Jack and Pepper Jack, which is good. And I made sourdough crackers from scratch, and they were really good with the cheese. So that's always an option. We also really need pepperonis because my son has been loving like little snack trays. So I try to get as much protein in his little body as I can. I don't overdo it by any means, but he a lot of the time would choose fruit or crackers over protein, which when we all like, come on. So I've moved over to the floor. I'm kind of chilling for a second, taking a deep breath. Sometimes I do get overwhelmed by meal planning, and I think that's something that like needs to be said. I don't think you need to stress about meal planning, but I do think you need to be aware. It's really hard to stay on budget. I'm not gonna lie to you about that. Especially when you're trying to keep a high protein meal plan, right? So breakfasts are prepped. I don't need to worry about breakfasts. My husband will be good all next week. Now, granted, if I'm going to Sam's Club, I should probably pick up the stuff for breakfasts, but then that adds that extra stress. So I'm probably not gonna worry about it. We live really close to a Sam's Club, so we're extremely lucky. If ever we don't, I might go into breakdown, but we'll get there when we get there. So the other thing to do is like think about, okay, like if the world comes to an end and you're not going to go to Sam's Club for the next 2 weeks, do you have breakfast? Do you have options? Yes, I have options. We have eggs for days. We have wraps. We have pancakes. We have waffles. It's not the end of the world. I do find that prepping breakfast is extremely important in our family. My son will wake up and be ready to eat. And then my husband, of course, has to leave for work after he works out. So he's taking the 4 o'clock workout shift, and then I we meet him at the gym after he does his cardio, and then I get my workout in the afternoon. I don't love that, but it just was working best for our family right now. I love a 4 a.m. workout, but I was struggling to get up because our son was waking up. So you just kind of have to go with the flow. If you need help with any of this, again, I'm a nutrition coach. This is what I do. I don't have workout plans, but I do have ones that I follow. If you want some support with that too, I would really love to help you. I really love this. And it's not an easy thing. So I'm sorry, just really passionate about it. But so breakfasts are done, right? So we don't need to worry about breakfasts. And that's the other thing is like, if you have smoothie stuff, you're done. If you have eggs and that's just easiest, you're done. If you can make overnight oats, you're done. And that might make a few overnight oats for me because like this morning when it was nice and rainy, I was like, ooh, I need something warm. And then if I have extra fruit, I can just throw it in. So it's perfect. So breakfasts are done. I think a watermelon or some type of fruit would be good just for snacks. And veggies, of course. Now lunches. Lunches have been hard for me lately. This is where I've been struggling because I love sandwiches, but for some reason I'm just kind of over them. So for this, I've been making homemade sourdough, but I also have extreme wellness wraps. And then I also use leftovers from dinner. So for this, I think we're gonna work on this chicken thing. And I think if I get a huge pack of Sam's Club chicken, I can make it work. So I'm gonna throw all that in the Instant Pot. That's what I'm gonna do. 15 minutes, poultry setting, put some, I have homemade chicken broth. I'm gonna throw that in the bottom and I'm gonna do that. And then, or you can use water too. Either way is fine. And then I'm just gonna cook that up. And then I'm gonna separate that out and then add different sauces as we go. I'll probably just put a plain like adobo or the blend seasoning that I'm really obsessed with on that. So I'll cook all that and then it'll be prepped and then we'll shred all that. It'll be ready to go. That way I can throw it into bowls with rice or with vegetables. And I have plenty of frozen vegetables. I always keep frozen vegetables in the house. And I just ordered a bunch of rice and different grains from Thrive Market also. So those are in there ready to go. So I'll have that. And then the chicken I can also use it for dinners. So like if we want to have chicken tacos, we could throw some salsa and stuff in it, reheat it a little bit, and then throw it on tacos. Oh sure. And I'll look for peppers too. We also just like to have peppers to cook them and to eat them. So we'll throw all this together. I also have cauliflower rice, which I really love. So I'll probably make myself like a fajita bowl every once in a while. Fajitas, like shrimp fajitas, is like a great way to get a lot of protein in one meal. If you're like struggling and you cannot seem to get it, throw some shrimp fajitas together. 200 grams of shrimp and 2 of those extreme wellness wraps. Oh my gosh. And then it fills my husband up like crazy. Like especially because I have to do 300 grams of shrimp for him. And it like is on point for him. So those are other options. We always have tortilla chips in the house. My son has some goldfish, and then we just kind of have like little snacks every once in a while. This weekend we went to like an Amish market that we have in our area, and then we went to a farmer's market. Oh, and potatoes. That's the other thing I was gonna get. See, talking emails. That's the other thing. So part of my nutrition planning and my coaching is sitting down and talking through this meal plan. This is my favorite thing to do. Clearly I love to talk. I'm very good at it. You know, your choice. But do you struggle with that? Like, leave me a comment. If you're struggling with that, like, I'm here for it. I'd love to sit and talk. And if you need just to try it out and just to see how it goes, that's fine too. we can do that. We can work through those things. I love just talking out meal plans. That's the whole thing with the nutrition coaching is I give you a plan and then we work through those meal preps and those meal plans. So those are really, really important to me. And I think it's important to know how to do it. Even if you don't want to do it all the time, just have a plan. I use things like Passionate Penny Pincher. She has some downloads and I'll put my link to her stuff. And she has some different meals and like she has a Korean beef that's really good, egg roll in a bowl, Asian lettuce wraps. Ooh, that'd be good. That'd be yummy. What else? And like, so those things, like my husband doesn't like lettuce wraps. Like he just doesn't think it's enough. So what I'll do is make rice for him and then make that. And then my son will have a little bit of rice, but he prefers the wraps with me. So we usually end up eating together. Yeah, so finding recipes is really hard for me sometimes because I get really overwhelmed because I'm like, oh, all these things, but really taking the time to take a deep breath, have a little plan, and go from it. So what I've got on my plans right now is chicken, 90-10 ground beef, ground turkey, shrimp, watermelon, fruit, veggies, bananas, peppers, and potatoes. And yeah, like that doesn't seem like too much, right? And I'll probably get tortilla chips too. Don't call me out on that one because I will. So I mean that's a lot of food, right? But it's not. And this will last us 2 weeks, easy. We are trying to stay on a budget. I'll let you know what that budget is when I meet it. And we're trying to keep it low. And I'm trying to keep my inventory low in my pantry because I do find that I get very overwhelmed when there's too much. So that'll be another video that I'll talk about, like inventory of like your pantry, your freezer, your fridge, and making sure you're using things up. So like just now when I said that, I remembered I have peppers in the freezer. So I'll probably just grab those out for fajitas instead of buying fresh. So it's like little things like that, just looking in your freezer, your pantry. And I do have, I do have a download and it has a list. It's a $3, I think it's like $3. And it's a quick printable download that has all that information in it that you can kind of list what's in your pantry, what you're making, what you need to buy, what's, in the freezer, so that it kind of helps you remember those things as you go. I'm also working towards coming up with like a meal planner that actually works for my brain so that it'll work for your brain. And I'm gonna work on that as I continue. As I meet with a few of my clients, I'm noticing that trend. So I'd love to get that made and I'm gonna be working on that in the next weeks. I also would love to sit with you. If you just need some support, I'm here. So there's all of that. I'll throw some videos in throughout here and then I'll talk through some stuff. That's kind of just an idea of how I meal prep and how I go about things. There's not that many good deals this week, which makes me really sad, but we'll get there. Oh, I need cottage cheese. This works out beautifully, right? So that's the thing. It's like if Kroger had a bunch of good deals, I would head to Kroger and then head to Sam's. The other thing we do is we go to Sam's and I get us a hot dog at the end, or I get pizza, and he is obsessed. Their meals are great. They're a great snack. It's a great way to go out to eat without spending a lot of money. So what we'll do is in the morning tomorrow we'll have meetings with a few of my clients and then we'll head to Sam's Club probably. And the other thing I find is like right after talking and meeting with people and working through things with my clients, I am so inspired for different meals. So that's the other thing. It's like if you're just struggling along that, what's next, I'm here for it. Let me help you. I'm here. So I hope you enjoyed this. Sorry, it was a little random, but it's kind of how I am. The other thing what we kind of, got into is we need some meats. Breakfasts were made. I need some meats and stuff for lunches so that I can add vegetables or add a carb. And then for dinners, I'm gonna do that meat protein, or just in general protein. It doesn't have to be meat. You could do chickpeas. I have a chickpea curry that we love. You can also do lentils for tacos instead, or add lentils or black beans to your tacos, like in my freebie down below. That's my fave. So having that protein and then adding the carb. And if your carb is a very fiber carb or has a lot of dietary fiber, or is a more whole grain carb, points to you. And then having a vegetable. It's simple. And and sometimes the vegetables hard, do not get me wrong. Adding lettuce and tomatoes to your tacos are vegetables. Now granted, wouldn't it be great to have like this beautiful salad, but like, it is what it is. The other thing is like, I love the kale salad and I love those bag salads from Sam's Club, but I'm not the best at eating them. So if I do grab a few of those, I'll only grab 1 or 2 so that I can prep like a few extra meals for my husband or for me. I also will make those and have them as like a morning snack or an afternoon snack, and then have my like chicken just by itself. So because my son eats like 4 times a day because he's 2, we'll have breakfast, second breakfast, snack, lunch, and then sometimes we'll have an afternoon snack, and then we'll have dinner, and then we'll have a little dessert. Air fryer cookies, y'all. I'm here for it. I made sourdough discard chocolate chip cookies, and I froze all the batter into like little balls so I can just grab them out of the freezer whenever we need a few cookies. So that way I'm not having like a bunch of cookies and I don't eat them all at the same time, but we still have like a little sweet treat at the end of the night. I threw those in the air fryer with marshmallows. On point. So it's all about balance, clearly, and just making sure you're eating throughout the day. So my son didn't finish his chicken tenders the other day. Yeah, they always say, don't eat off your kid's plate, whatever. But that was what worked for me. I wanted chicken tenders with some Chick-fil-A sauce. It's okay. So that's the other thing. Having a little bit of that, and then I'll have my protein shake or a protein bar, or I'll have yogurt, or I'll have just some extra chicken that we have left over. Today we had these barbecue chicken wraps that I took with us to Hike It Baby, and then our neighbor brought over some cucumbers, so I just sliced those up and threw them in our thing. It was so good. And then my son has, you know, the same thing but a little smaller, and he really seemed to enjoy it too. So that's the other thing, is just like looking through your fridge, figuring out what you have, and don't make it hard. Do not make it hard. And I know it's overwhelming, because for me it's overwhelming too, but the more that you do it and you're in that mindset of like, okay, what's that protein? Stick to your protein. What's a carb? Find a carb. Find a vegetable. Mix it all together. There you go. It's not hard. It's really not. And if you're struggling with it, I'm here for you. Thank you so much for watching today. I hope you like, subscribe, and hit that little belly thing. And I really, really would love to see you again. If you have any concerns or questions, please reach out to me below. Please comment below and tell me what you're meal prepping this week. I can't wait to respond. And then add me too on Meal Prep and Motherhood on Instagram. I'm trying to be less on social media because it does give me anxiety, but I'm also trying to be on it to promote. So if you want to take this video and promote it out, that would be fantastic. I would love that. If you need some help with coaching, please let me know. And yeah, I'm here for it. Thank you so much, guys, and I hope you have a great weekend.